Collective, welcome to the channel. It is September 27th, 2025, and let us go ahead and check in with Spirit, see what storyline they'd like to share with you. There have been some people who've been a little bit rude and accusing me of making money off of their story. But these are collective reads for the macro. And I would just like to remind everybody that I too am part of that collective. And I am spending an hour or so here with you every day to tell you the story that Spirit would like everyone to hear. So it would just be nice if we could kind of relax a little bit and understand that, you know, as different as we feel sometimes from others that are in this world, if we really take a moment to look at it, there's a lot more similarity than anybody has been allowing themselves to recognize. That being said, I'm grateful that you are here. I hope you are doing well. I hope that it's sun shining wherever you are and that you have a peaceful day. Tapping into the collective energy. Please, Spirit, collective energy. Storyline for the collective, please. Storyline for the collective, please. Thank you, Spirit. Storyline for the collective. Storyline for the collective. All right. And the central energy. Knight of Wands. Could be that somebody's feeling passionate. And we've got the chariot. Their challenge is moving forward. They might be challenged by somebody gaining a victory over whatever it is. I don't know. Let's check it out. In the subconscious. The Empress. In the recent past, death. Something has ended. The cycle has ended recently. And this morning, so there's a cycle ended. This Empress may have achieved a victory of some sorts and brought an end to this cycle with these previous tyrants that had been inflicting so much baggage for her to carry. So anyway, they're mad. And I woke this morning, you know, listening to these ones, having a man-boy discussion about how they're going to make an example out of her. And, you know, they want to do a harming. They're discussing weaponry in the house. They're discussing patterns and such. Intentions and expectations. So we've got an end of a cycle. And we've got fraud. So there is an expectation of trickery and fraud. Illusion. Somebody's going to try to cast an illusion, or perhaps those who have been trying to get away with something are experiencing some kind of anxiety because this Empress is liberated. And now they want to come in and do a 3D thing to make an example out of her because she has been victorious in the spirit. Four of Wands. She's free to marry. She is no longer attached to anything in the past. these frauds that had been forcing her to be a servant, and they brutalized the hell out of this divine feminine. The lens that's being looked through. The Hierophant. Freaking God stepped in. You're in trouble, fraud. They're not fighting against this Empress. They're fighting against God. God has lifted her. See, that it was just recent, and this is very significant. They sacrificed her, but God said no and resurrected her and then led her back into an ascension. This is the same person. And you've got these frauds out there who are now wanting to make an example out of her and attack her in the 3D space. God is here. So in the environment, they're mad at God. We've got negotiations, balancing. They're not getting any more contracts. They're not permitted to be in the energy of this Empress. They're not allowed to receive any more services from the Mother Divine. They have been so vicious and so brutal, and they're angry because they're losing everything. In just a few months, it's all going to be gone for them. And they think that if they can feed her to whatever this shadow demon is that they worship, that they'll make everything okay for themselves, that God will have lost. If God loses this woman, that God will have lost. Or if God loses divine feminine on a macro scale, because that's where power is, right? That's where God hid his power. These men are so pissed off. Hopes and fears. We've got a victory. You're freaking victorious. God is victorious here. Divine feminine has set free. She's in the chariot, victorious here also. And the outgoing energy. Ten of Pentacles. You're coming into your inheritance, divine feminine. It's just the way that it is. You've been having these passion project, little F-boys all up in your business, and you probably didn't know that you were being spiritually graped or tagged and, drawn off of energetically by these ones. God saw it all. It was all fraud. They're in freaking fear now because it's over. It's freaking over. You've done a lot of hard work with the Nine of Pentacles here, slow and freaking steady. At times you may not have even thought that you were making any progress at all, but we do have a celebration here within the community. You've got a solid foundation, and it could be that you've got a lot of opportunities here in the future. Queen of Cups is looking at the history of what has been happening here, and this emperor could be in a nightmare, or he's bringing somebody a nightmare. He's either in a nightmare or bringing somebody a nightmare, because the truth is out. Queen of Swords is testifying as to what has happened. Empress could be in her Queen of Swords energy, testifying as to every fraudulent brutalization that she has experienced. And so because of that, we've got some restrictions and some disappointment. There's a lot of walking away. These frauds, that it's death. This is the end of a cycle from them being able to inflict fraud and trickery upon the essence of this Empress, because the truth is out about the conflict, about them being so freaking abusive. All these masculines targeting the feminine, wanting to make an example out of her because she's speaking too freely, she's influencing too many people, and they're warring with God. And it's really funny to me because you've got entities in this world who are who have pledged loyalty to several different entities, and of course they want the populace to not be aware of that. They just want them to be very, very limited and just to do as they are told by one specific representative. And the problem with that is that The people themselves are the representative. And some have chosen to do really crappy stuff with this trickery and fraud, this betrayal, this deception. They decided to embrace deception and trickery and fraud rather than be truth and power with divine feminine. I think they probably feel intimidated because she's not actually out here operating from the root or the sacral chakra. She's like heart, solar plexus, freaking crown, right? She is all love without sexual innuendos. She is pure and nurturing. And then you've got Knight of Wands here, who is, you know, operating from the root, strictly doing what that snake tells them to do in order to commit fraud on the purity of the divine feminine. I woke up feeling real good this morning, which is surprising considering the rhetoric that flows through my mind, you know. We got to give it time. Give it time. So the Knight of Wands, Prince Charming, passionate, he's all committed to pursue somebody. Everything in divine timing, give it time. He's challenged by a victory, and that victory is for the Empress, the divine feminine, who is the Empress. And this is just a knight, a passionate guy. You know, he's challenged because she's in her chariot. She's got a victory and she's out there. So he's hoping that within time, you know, when this cycle began, these these narcissistic pests of consciousness, you know, of the field of awareness, they swore that this divine feminine would not last a year, that they would be able to terminate her within a year. So she's actively being stalked by a group of masculines that are determined to make an example out of her. These masculines who claim to be made in the image of God are here misrepresenting the Creator, Source Divine, the masculinity that is supposed to guide the world. Mercury retrograde. So they could be challenged. This victory here, or this victory of this Empress, has them going back. Like what? There's something going back. Whatever this victory is, whatever they put out, it's going back. There's some kind of a movement. They got to go back. The Empress is here, victorious. We've got pregnancy. She could be birthing something new. There's something new being birthed by the Empress. In the recent past, we've got the Death card. So it's the end of a cycle. There could actually have been some kind of a transition for water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Intention, expectation, we've got the Seven of Swords, trickery and fraud, betrayal, and then we've got the Moon. Somebody may be trying to cast an illusion, or they're in fear over what they have done. They want to cause fear. This is over. They're in fear. Commitment. They're in fear of commitment. They're having anxiety because these are frauds. So they're afraid. They could be afraid of your commitment, Empress. They could be afraid of who it is you're connected to. Because they're not connected to you anymore. You're connected to somebody else, and you're being guided by a higher wisdom. Hierophant, if it's a person, they've definitely got higher wisdom. If it's God, then you are definitely being guided by and led by God. They lifted you into an ascension. So you've got the Four of Pentacles here. So these ones could be afraid. Things are getting real serious. They're in fear over this commitment. Four of Wands. Community. You may be having date night soon. Freedom and marriage, date night. Get ready to be wined and dined. Somebody who's been stealing from you is worried about this commitment, this date. We've got the Hierophant here. Who recognizes this Empress. She's the divine mother. She's the birther of life. She's the one who brings forth plenty. He's not letting her go. And we've got, they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. This could be a Hierophant that's got their eyes on the Empress. Maybe they want to birth something with her. Two of Pentacles, love spell. So somebody is looking at negotiations. They're doing love spells. They're hoping to gain a victory. They're worried about your victory. You got a promotion here. Somebody's still working love spells. Maybe that's one reason why I woke up feeling so good this morning. I don't know. We got a victory and a gold digger. They want your money being used. It could be that there is a victory for a gold digger or a victory over a gold digger. Take it as resonates. We've got a Ten of Pentacles here. Somebody's trying to do a love spell on this Empress. They want this Ten of Pentacles. Gold digger doing love spells. Air sign. Air sign Empress. You got to watch yourself, man. You got some high-level warlocks out here looking for your wealth because they got disconnected. You're protected. Your health is protected as well as your intimacy. Now, there could be an earth sign here that's your person. Somebody may have lied about pets, and they may try to confess something to a fire sign about someone else. Yeah, they're third-party hoes, and they have to repeat a cycle from a distance. They're trying to manifest something. They're being patient here, and they got to use caution because they're divorced. They're no longer part of your energy. This narcissist has been let go. And the answer is no honeymoon. No honeymoon. You're using your heart or your intuition when it comes to opening your heart. And there's communication about moving. Like you're moving on up. You're ascending. And you've got these gold diggers trying to drag you back down with this love spell. You will be traveling soon. You're moving on. They got to move on. There's a spy still here trying to take a gamble on you. But luck is on your side, and they're experiencing some kind of challenges because of your guardian. But you got all this nasty hanky-panky. Now, I don't know, there's some folks out there who are coming into your light, and now it could be this Hierophant. Maybe this Hierophant did a love spell on the Empress, trying to get into her energy and call her back. We're going to get some more clarification. And I may need to go take another damn bath. And I am sick and tired of these jackasses doing love spells, trying to gain gold out of an Empress or a High Priestess or a Queen of Cups or whoever. They're out there laying their jizz on Divine Feminine from an unseen space. How does that make you feel romantic, masculine? How does that make you feel divine? Freaking somebody wants to drive this Empress. So Knight of Wands, we've got, they're high energy, they're unpredictable, everything's happening in divine timing. We got give it time. They may have done some kind of passionate thing where they're trying to give it time. They might be using some kind of creativity. They might be getting creative. We've got the Chariot here and Mercury retrograde, entertainment. So those who were what? There's a return of entertainment. Somebody's trying to get a return of entertainment. They're looking at this Empress and what she's birthing in the world. They're trying to get creative and get in her energy as is. Like, yeah, she is as she is. She's just peaceful and beautiful. There's a death here in the recent past for a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Somebody may have actually transitioned a personality, an actor. A death. So there could have been a death for an actor, or it's just over with one. Because they're a fraud and a trickster, and they have betrayed somebody, and they're afraid of commitment. They cast illusions over commitment. Maybe a commitment was an illusion. They're in fear here. Oh, because justice is being served on the fraud that they committed against union. Four of Wands here. Freedom and date night. Get ready to be wined and dined. We've got expectation in the reverse. It may be something that you're not expecting. This may come up out of the blue. We've got the Hierophant. Expect to hear from them soon. Ouija board. Ouija board. So he might be looking at the spirits. They'll be back, these spirits. See, these ones think that they're going to be getting back in this Empress's energy before the year is up. Like they're gonna re-tag, reclaim, and repossess and re-traumatize this person is what they're thinking they're going to do. We've got the Two of Pentacles. There's some negotiations, some kind of balancing act that needs to be done. Somebody's doing a love spell. Perhaps somebody has been bewitched. We've got forgiveness. Maybe somebody wants forgiveness for doing a love spell. They're trying to do a love spell to soften your heart. Because you've gained a victory over the gold digger, or this gold digger wants a victory. They need your forgiveness so that they can take your victory from you. They need you to hand over that victory in the form of forgiveness. Because they want things. And they want to horseplay around in your energy. So this little jackass is doing shit. If you're feeling all sexy and stuff, you may have to go freaking purify yourself. You've got a high level freaking sorcerer or warlock out here doing love spells, trying to soften you up, tapping into your freaking sexuality, because they want that 10 of Pentacles. They could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Competition. Competition. They don't see you as a divine feminine. They see you as competition. You have the 10 of Pentacles. They don't. All they have is a effing love spell. They've been disconnected from their status of privilege. Because you're defended from them manipulating you and puppeting you. They're being watched from a limelight position, from a giant position. Somebody who is bigger than they are watching them. This religious person, objectively watching everything that they're doing with the innocent ones who have self-preserved and are coming into a leadership role. You've got this addict here. They're addicted to being seen as somebody who is important, right? So there's pay attention, because they are going to make an appearance soon. This is a player with people who take care of themselves. They want that body. They see it as perfect. You did not take any shortcuts, and you survived what they did to you, and you remember what they did to you. They're trying to visit you. This was prophesied, okay? They have a very limited perception of you, this witch, and they're haunting you. They're doing this freaking love spell and magic and shit. It could be that they want to put you into the grave. They want to stop your ability to be of service to the people, Empress. You got this wise guy who is a damn snake, okay? And they want to make you and your happiness disappear. They want you invisible. They want to martyr you. And the knowledge that you are sharing and bringing forth, they are afraid of what's going on, the way that you will lead people into love. They want people in hardship. They want people in conflict. They want them working for this ancestry. But you're here in your purpose. You don't got this spiritual throne, and they want it. You're being sexually love spell targeted by a Hierophant. They're using spirits, they're using magic, and they're trying to get into you. This person may have gotten into your energy and really lit up your chakra system in the night. It's all fraud. It's this passion project, this Knight of Wands. It's this sexual love spell bullshit. And while it feels good, see, these guys think that as long as they make you feel good, then it's okay and permission for them to continue drawing off of that. That you will relax and flow into whatever it is that this shadow demon wants to draw from you. You got to be real careful right now. Because you're coming into justice, right? But you still got gold digging, love spelling, people who have been entitled, who are wanting to compete with you still because you got the prize, Empress. And you're birthing something new. You're making changes just by being seen and sharing your story and the things that you had to do to become who you are right now. You've got a fashion witch here trying to get creative. Knight of Wands is giving it time. They've done something. They've done some kind of a lust spell. They did some kind of a powerful orgasmic thing. This is a fashion witch. They're concerned and challenged because you've gained a victory here. And there is a return. Like whatever they're doing is being returned. This entertainment, these entertainment people, these people who've been effing you for entertainment, they're triggered. They're absolutely triggered because everything's going back to them, or they have to go back because you've got a victory here. You're the Empress. You're birthing something new as you are, just as you are, just by being present. You're not out here trying to play God or goddess or lead anybody. You're just being who it is that you are, and that, with the freedom to speak about your experiences is kind of making shifts in the thing. You're not actually speaking and telling your story in order to affect anything. It's just your presence is affecting things. And these people are real mad because they want to be seen. They need your money in order to, tighten the purse strings on everybody. Because you're out here freaking giving it away, helping people. You're not a black square. You don't do the very least in order to gain the most. This is going away. It's not necessary. You're birthing a sense of, everything comes from within, right? Heaven is in you. It's a perfect, peaceful place until you've got jealous, envious competitors, men, who want to come up and wipe that freaking smile off your face. This is an end of a cycle with personalities, actors, or at least one. This is a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There could have been an actual death, or look, we're not okay. So it's a jealous cult leader. A jealous cult leader is an actor. They are a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And there could have been a death. The other day, a couple days ago, I heard some of these masculines say the word deceased. So it could be that their cult leader has transitioned. They were committing fraud against you, trying to win at all costs, and they're in fear over this commitment to justice. Or maybe they're in fear because justice is being served on behalf of union, commitment, loyalty. Justice is being served on the trolls. So you got Four of Wands, freedom in the community, date night. There's no expectations. You might not be expecting it. Maybe you have very low expectations. We've got tinfoil hat, conspiracy theories. You're looking at all of the stuff And when you look at this tinfoil hat card, hold on, do I have the book here? Well, it's here somewhere. The conspiracy theory is like, do you have all of the information, you know, or are you just believing what somebody tells you because it's easier than doing research and finding out for yourself the truth? There's a low expectation. You could have no expectations of tinfoil hat conspiracy theories. It could be that whoever is in this community dating each other they have no expectation of lies or manipulations. We do have a Hierophant here. Expect to hear from them soon. And Ouija board. What's going on with this Hierophant and the Ouija board, Spirit? Are they doing the love spell? Oracle. They want to stop this Oracle. There's a Hierophant here that wants to stop this Oracle, this Empress. They don't want her talking. They don't want her, she's a prophetess. They don't want her having exposure. They are trying to prioritize some crap here with love spells. Somebody had a very big experience last night. So we've got somebody's juggling things. We got love spell. They want forgiveness. We've got self-care. We've got victory, reward, gold digger, things, and play. Red flag. They could be receiving a warning. You've gotten a victory here over this love spell malarkey. It could be that those gold diggers that are horse playing around trying to get your things are being warned. They're receiving a warning to stay in their own lane. Stay out of the unicorn's energy. Go F yourself. So they're being warned. They're getting disconnected. Stay out of the energy of this unicorn. Go F yourself, you feral mofo. We're not feeding you today. You're going to have to go hunt your own stuff. And you're going to have to do it somewhere else. You might be lucky if you find a little tiny strawberry somewhere. So we got the Ten of Pentacles here. You might be getting a new home. You've got an inheritance. You could be an air sign, or there could be an air sign here who wants to compete with you for your inheritance. You're coming into it. And you've got these two masculines. And this is just what pisses me off. You got these masculines ganging up on a freaking divine mother figure, this Empress. These gold digging, horse playing, love spelling, bullshit artists, fashion witch trolls. They don't want to have any kind of commitment. Shadow freaking demons wanting a status of privilege, trying to compete with this Empress, these two men. So they're doing love spells, trying to get you all warmed up. They think this empath is a bitch. They want to love bomb and gaslight her. This vampire does. They're a trauma bonded simp doing the most for somebody who cares the least. This is a narcissist who wants this influencer's position. They want to be the one to lead the field of consciousness. They don't want this Empress, the Divine Mother, having a voice. They don't. They want to snack on the star seed. They're a legend who has taken the land back. They're got billionaire status. And so you've got some powerful little monkey minds out here who are faithful, loyal shadow demons, and they're addicted to a status of privilege, and they need this Empress's reward. They need her energy. They need her 10 of Pentacles. These are supposed men. Why aren't they out there building something? Why aren't they doing anything? They're supposed to be builders and keepers of foundations. Why are they trying to destroy the Empress? when they're supposed to be protecting her and building with her? Why are they competing with the Divine Mother? With this bullshit. Trying to take her stuff rather than be responsible leaders. They want to pretend that they're leading, but they're not. They're destroying the divine feminine for things, and they've been doing it for a long time. It's a freaking business. They've made it a freaking business to drain the beauty out of the Empress. So Knight of Wands is here, giving it time. This is a creative fashion witch. Purpose. They're trying to what? Get a purpose? This is their purpose is what? They're triggered. This is an entertainment. This could be an actor. Most definitely, they all are. They don't actually have any of their own personalities. They're living lives of dead people. They're pretending that they are this or that in the hopes that they can suck somebody in. The Chariot is here. You've got a victory. They're challenged by your victory, and a Mercury retrograde, whatever they're sending out is coming back to them, and this actor or actress is triggered. They're triggered. Their health is failing. Their health is failing. The Empress is birthing something, as she is. She's not out here making a big scene. She's just being herself. She's not a black square. She's not doing the minimum to get the most. She's not doing anything to gain anything. She's just expressing as she is authentically. As she is authentically. She's not out here trying to manipulate anybody. She's actually birthing a new frequency into the realm. Just by being. These ones had stomped her and buried her under so much crap. Pride. She's not a black hole, prideful person, right? She's not out here doing stuff to hurt people for gain. She loves herself. And she sees herself in everybody, not in the way that these egotistical people do. When they look at others and they see others and they see themselves in others, they actually want to become that person. This, I love myself and I see myself in everybody, is like, I can imagine myself wearing your shoes and going through that experience, and maybe they've had a similar experience so they can relate to it. But it's not it's not the same. So she's got a healthy pride. So we've got death here. End of a cycle. Water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Personality, actor, actress, jealous, cult leader. They may be deceased. They may have, yeah, they're deceased. They have died. We've got death here twice. This jealous cult leader has perished. They have perished. They were committing trickery and fraud, and there's fear of commitment. This troll is receiving justice. In the mind, they may be going crazy. They may be getting driven hard in the mind. We've got the Four of Wands here. Your freedom. There's freedom in the community to marry, to wed. We've got date night. And we've got no expectations of conspiracy theories or slander or what is that? Bearing false witness. There's no expectations of tinfoil hat conspiracy theories. This foundation should be cleared. It should be cleared. Loneliness. I know that I am never alone. So there's no expectation. Maybe you're not expecting this. Maybe, well, take it as it resonates. We've got no expectations of tinfoil hat conspiracy theories. Loneliness, I know that I'm never alone. You've got the Hierophant here. Expect to hear from them soon. We've got the Ouija board and the Oracle in the reverse. They might have lost their connection to the Oracle. This might be the Hierophant, that gold digger who had originally ensnared this Empress. whoever the cult leader is has perished. Now you've got a Hierophant here. Somebody did some serious sex magic last night. They want to blame this Empress. They want to bring adversity to this Empress. They want her to be covered in the blame and the shame of their own inferiority, of their own lack and need. This little jackass is trying to bring about some kind of a negotiation using a love spell. They want forgiveness for making you self-care, for making you care for yourself. You self-cared successfully. They want forgiveness. You are successful. You know that you care for yourself successfully. And now you got a Hierophant here trying to do a love spell and tap that. They want to tag that. This is a freaking gold digger who's horse playing around trying to get your things. Air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, in competition with you. This is a privileged shadow demon playing the role of a Hierophant. You've got a victory over this gold digger who is horse playing around in order to get things. They're being warned to stay in their own lane. This unicorn is saying, get effed, feral creature. Nobody wants anything to do with you, and they're full of doubt. It's like, you got to get out, gold digger. You're doing this love spell, and it's filthy. Don't you even recognize how freaking filthy you are? Do you not recognize? I mean, I know that you think it feels good, and that you think that that's the ticket for heaven or whatever, but all it is foul, man. It's got this freaking intention on it. It's got this intention on it, and it's foul. It doesn't matter how good it feels to you. Freaking jerk. Jerking off. So you've got the 10 of Pentacles here. You're coming into an inheritance. We've got an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be, or there could be a couple of twin flames here trying to compete with you, Empress, to take your inheritance. These are privileged shadow demons, or these are privileged people who are loyal to the shadow demons. We've got perseverance here. It could be that they want to persevere, or they're in competition with you and you persevered through it because you trust the inner voice to guide you correctly, and you're full of love. So love is the winner. And these ones are being denied services. They're being denied your services, and they're in fear of this change. The negativity has to be released, and you're gonna restore peace and love for those people who have a healthy self-esteem and possess gifts of the soul that benefit themselves and others. This foundation will have no expectation of conspiracy theories or competition with these shadow demons. They need to surrender. They need to control you. They have to accept the things that cannot change. You are courageous, and you're not backing down. You're grateful and you're thankful for the life, no matter how bad these men who feel for some reason that they got to go destroy this divine Empress. Judgment is being called on the guilty. They regret tampering with relationships that serve the higher good, because you are disciplined. You can accomplish whatever you set your mind to, and it's gotten you your freedom, this happiness, this balance that you have developed inside of you as an empathic, honest person. It's truth, man. It's authenticity. It's love all the way. And these people are envious of you. They could be friends. They're envious of your growth because they failed. They failed to destroy you, and they failed to grow. So everything's happening in a divine order. They're wishing for your forgiveness. They're in grief and they don't know what to do because they've lost connection to you and your abundance. They're worried about happiness. These are happiness haters. Like, they can't survive in the energy of happiness, of joy. The vibration is too high. My own mother, before she died, who was an extreme narcissist, said that it actually hurt to be around me because my energy is so high and I'm so happy. And she's just crying and I'm like, know, and she's just, you know, it's weird, and they don't like it. So they want to knock this shadow demon, these masculine shadow demons who are addicted to being in a state of privilege, gold digging the divine feminines and then knocking them down and degrading them, defiling them to such a bad degree. The unthinkable is what God said, or Spirit Divine said, Divine Masculine said. Beings much greater than we said. It's pitiful that these men who are supposed to be the foundation keepers, that are supposed to make it a safe place for the woman and the child, that are supposed to make certain that demons and monsters and all of that don't come in and feast on their families, these ones completely gave up the idea of family. They don't care about family. They actually intentionally feed it to these shadow demons in exchange for a little portion and a status of privilege. They like minimization. They do not like expansion. They're overgrown children who want to get paid to go F the world while wearing fancy robes and speaking foreign languages or whatever. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. I'm a little mad. So we got the Knight of Wands here. Mr. Passion Project. He's doing something. He's doing sex magic or something with this fashion witch. He's getting creative with it. He is looking at your purpose, and it could be that his purpose is to bring this Empress back into the shadow. So you've got Passion Project, little F-boy here, who's doing fashion witchcraft, sex magic or whatever, trying to drag this Empress back into the shadow. That's his purpose. This lustful little masculine. They're challenged because you've got the victory here. You're in your chariot and you're leaving. You're moving away, and they want to pull you back. Mercury retrograde. This is an entertainment. This could be an actor or an actress, and they're very, very triggered because their health is failing. They need you in the shadows to fuel their well-being. They need you to come back into the shadow with them. Reciprocity. So it's a give and take. You know, they've been feeding on you, and now they're getting fed upon. They're worried about their health. The divine masculine, or beings much greater than we, who I consider perhaps God, said that they are the new fodder. Like this shadow demon has been feeding on the Empress, on the divine feminine for a long time, out of the womb space and all of that. These men have been running around, horseplaying around, spending her 10 of Pentacles and leaving her in this pitiful mess. It's terrible. She's a freaking Empress who births life and well-being into the realm just by being present. She's not doing anything. She's not giving orders. She's not making war. She's not trying to crush your head and make you conform. She's just being present with a healthy state of pride. She's not a black square. She's not doing anything to try to gain anything. She's a lover. And these ones, these prideful people, cannot separate her from the divine. Or maybe there's a black hole, a black square here who's prideful, who doesn't want her to leave. They don't want her to birth anything. They don't want people listening to her. They don't want her to have an influence in the world. They don't want her speaking freely. They don't want this divine mother being supportive or caring about anybody. They want people to feel as though nobody cares. They want people in fear, running around and hiding from this shadow demon. They want people to shrink and be afraid to shine and talk about their experiences and the atrocities that these gold digger masculines have been doing to them. We do have death here, an end of a cycle for a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is a personality, an actor. This is a jealous cult leader. And again, we've got death. They may be deceased. Unsatisfied. They've left unsatisfied. They were not happy with the way things were going. They decided to gold dig, brutalize, rape, torture and torment, and sell and enslave every beautiful, sweet thing that was meant to bring glory to them. And they didn't want that. They wanted her to suffer, and that's the kind of glory that they desired. Committing fraud, committing trickery, hurting people, betraying people. They're in fear of commitment. They don't want to be commitment. They don't want to be responsible. They may be afraid of a commitment that is coming for this Empress. This is a troll who's receiving justice for effing with the mind, or it could be that there's something going on in their mind. We've got unfinished business in the reverse. It's done. It's over. And we've got reminiscing in the reverse. They could be having their memory wiped. They're having their memory wiped. They're not going to remember anything, any gifts, any skills. They won't remember you. They won't remember why they hate you. Business is finished. They're getting wiped out of the memory. They're not going to remember shit. They're going to be wandering around, wondering why life is so hard and where is God? Oh my God. And they're going to be wondering, you know. Just like you. They didn't want to be responsible. They just wanted to hurt you. The ones who actually wanted to be committed and loyal and faithful, you're getting your Four of Wands. There will be harmony within this community in date nights. There's no expectation of tinfoil hat conspiracy theories. Nobody's going to lie. Nobody's going to be coming in gaslighting you. We've got loneliness, but you know that you're never alone. God is with you. You are irreplaceable. The way you love cannot be matched. And even though you may feel lonely, you're never alone. Whoever it is that's coming in for you first of all, they're not going to be expected. You won't be expecting it. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to pop in. But they know who you are. We do have a Hierophant here. Expect to hear from them soon. We've got the Ouija board and Oracle in the reverse. Okay, so there's spirits, there's the dead, there's the Oracle. They want to stop the Oracle. They don't have access to the Oracle. They're having to accept the blame for the adversity that they put out. They need to get back into the good graces of this Empress. Is that what this Hierophant is about? Yeah, they got some habitual patterns that they're not going to change. This is an unexpected outcome. So this Hierophant is wanting to come back. They think that they're going to cause this Empress a failure before the year is even up. They're using spirits. It could be, okay, now let's read this a different way also. This could be God, who is sending back the spirits who have been harassing the Oracle. It could be that they're not going to be able to do that anymore. Let's just give the Hierophant a break and say that's the way it is. Let's say that those spirits, those dead people who were bringing adversity to the Empress, have to accept the blame and the responsibility for their own adversity. So let's just say that. Let's give the Hierophant a break and say he is sending back the spirits who have been effing around with the oracles, the seers, the prophets, the prophetesses. They were trying to blame them for the adversity that they were inflicting upon them with habitual patterns that they'll never change. And we've got an unexpected outcome here. Things did not go the way that they had planned. Okay, I'm going to give this Hierophant a break. I'm saying he's doing the work of God, and he's sending back those spirits who have been laying blame and adversity onto Divine Feminine. Here in the environment, you've got the Two of Pentacles. So there's a lot of moving parts here. And you are making, let's see here, what are you doing? You're weighing your options. You're negotiating, you're bringing balance. It could be a love spell. Like maybe this love spell isn't necessarily like an actual magical, intentional love spell. It could be that people just actually love the Empress and what she's birthing here because they see that she's not sucking them dry. She's just being. She's not out for gain. She actually has a healthy pride and can relate as an empath to others and their pain and what they have endured. And it's like they're not going to be able to separate her. I'm going to go ahead and give this Hierophant a break. I'm going to say that there is some decisions being made regarding love spells, and maybe people are in love with her. Like, the way she loves cannot be matched. She's just love. She is love. She's not out there doing love spells and trying to suck the life out of anybody. She just is the Empress. Love is oozing off of her. We've got forgiveness. So she is now quite some time ago, it was like the mother absolves sin. She forgives. And then when I channeled that song of the mother, it's like, the weather, the elements, the spirits come through you. Permission granted or denied. Mother, oh mother, oh mother, you are sublime. God is here with you. God is here with you, and he's sending back all of those spirits that have been messing with you. Okay, people love you. You're not out here doing magic on anybody. You just are who you are. You are the one who absolves sin. You are the one who nurtures and raises others. You teach people how to take care of themselves with love, because you are love. And these ones, you know, they wanted to destroy that in you. So I don't think this love spell in this instance at this time is a bad thing. I think people are just in love with this Empress because she's so damn beautiful and loving. It's like, I don't think there are words to describe how she makes people feel. It's irreplaceable, inseparable, beautiful, caring. We got somebody is unworthy, though. Somebody is unworthy. They feel that she is a better person than them. She's got a victory over the gold digger. The gold digger is unworthy because they were horseplaying around in her energy, prostituting her energy, treating her with great disrespect, trying to get things. They're being warned right now to stay in their own lane. Get out of the lane of this unicorn, this special person. Go F yourself, you feral, unworthy gold digger. They're having doubt now. They're having doubts. They've made mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs. The Empress has got a victory here in the Ten of Pentacles, an inheritance. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, she could be, or there could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in competition with her. A privileged shadow demon. Whose values are all about money. You will persevere over this privileged shadow demon with love, because that's who you are, and the inner guidance that you trust. God, who is with you. Somebody is feeling broken and shattered about this. They're in regret for coming after you. This reflection, it's like they're still in the shadows while they were guilty of trying to mess around with your reunion here. Your reunion, your lifting, your raising, your rejoining source. God, you know, these ones had you buried under all this crap. They're trying to drag you back with this sex magic. They want to fix this connection, but they've missed their opportunity to do so because they're so damn nasty. Now, they have been keeping secrets, and it could be that you're getting the new chapter that you had hoped for, the loyal union. Somebody's confused about destiny and soul contracts. These prideful people don't know what to do because you love yourself and you loved yourself to health, and now they're feeling your absence and they're hurting from the damage that they have caused. It's time, and it's too late for these chasers to do anything in your space, and they want forgiveness because you have an understanding of who they are and what they've been doing, daydreaming about being you and effing everything in the world, right? They're getting detached from the responsible families because they're not responsible. They just want to go over everything and destroy families. So now they're feeling overwhelmed and they want to have a conversation. Everybody's gossiping about soul ties, what's happening here. The dishonest liars are in disagreement about what's happening here. They sabotage themselves by not appreciating beauty, by not contributing beauty. And now they're running away from the truth because the truth has been revealed about these third-party enemies who are looking for an escape or who have been using commitments that they neglect as an escape while they hold back the one that they actually attached themselves to. You're going to persevere through this with God by your side because you are love. It might not be so bad. Maybe this beautiful, passionate energy that you're feeling isn't from these guys. It could very well be by the one that you're expected to go on a date with soon. Like this could be somebody who is really interested in getting into your energy. And I don't know if it has anything to do with these ones. Let's get some more cards out, okay? So you've got a Knight of Wands here. Given it time. Everything in divine timing. This is a creative fashion witch of the shadow side in purpose. Like they know what they're here to do. They might be messing with your purpose. They're trying to give it time. They're doing magic, trying to get something to work on you, Empress. They need to soften you up. They need to affect your emotions and your energy. Tempted by the snake. So their purpose is here to tempt you. Their purpose is to tempt you into the shadows by being a little Mr. Passion, Knight of Wands, right? They need you to be excited, to be sexual, because they sexualize everything. Now, this Empress isn't about that. This Empress, you know, she's like everything else first, right? She's like pouring out this beautiful, irreplaceable love that they cannot separate from God. Heaven is within her. She's spewing it out all over the world. It's her purpose to be here, to bring heaven to earth. And these ones want to flip her into lust. They need her in the South Node, lust energy. They need everybody having an F-fest. They don't want the Divine Mother out here being loyal and nurturing life with a purity that is not sexual. It's powerful. It comes from the solar plexus. It's life that she is pouring into the world, full of love. She's not dark at all. They can't stick her in the dark. So this passion project, little Mr. Wand fella, he's challenged because the Empress has gained a success. She's moving forward and they're trying to pull her back. This is an actor or an actress who is triggered bad because they're getting what they gave, this reciprocity. Their health is failing them. They're not able to pull this Empress into the dark side. They can't keep her there. They're trying to get her back. The Empress is birthing things simply by being present. She doesn't even have to speak. All she has to do is be love. And the energy comes out in the frequency in the fields, right? Ripples in the water or just permeating the air, whatever. She's not out here trying to trick anybody to get any gain. She actually has empathy for people. She actually loves people. And she's always picking up the pieces when things fall apart. She's always picking up the pieces when things fall apart because that's what mothers do. The dads make sure that foundation is safe and clear for the mother and the child to do their thing, for her to do her nurturing, pick things up, organize things, put them together, and then they do their thing. There's specific roles, but they don't want to play their role. They want to play her role. These men don't actually want to be men. So you've got death, end of a cycle for a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, personality, actor, actress. They were unsatisfied with the way things were going. This is a jealous cult leader, and we've got death again. And they're unable to free themselves from the tangled mess that they had got themselves entangled in. They were committing fraud. They were betraying everybody. They could be in fear. They could be stuck in some illusion regarding commitment. Maybe they're in fear of commitment. They're afraid of your commitment. Justice is being served on this troll. Business is finished. They're losing their memories, the imagination. They're not able to remember anything. We've got needs. If emotional needs aren't being met, it's time to reassess. So their needs aren't going to be met. They're not going to be able to remember anything. They're going to have a life just like you had, where you're going to be confused and wondering why God would stick you in such a hellacious mess. That's going to be their experience. While you move forward into a Four of Wands, freedom and marriage, date night. You have no expectations of a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. You have no expectations that people are going to be telling falsehoods about you and trying to set you up. You've got loneliness. I know that I am never alone. You are irreplaceable. The way you love can never be matched. And we've got people broken. They did not keep their promises that they made. They tried to break your heart, and they did, but they could not break your spirit. They could not break your spirit. They left you alone, and they thought that they were going to break your spirit, but God decided to walk with you. So the Hierophant is here, and he's sending back the Ouija board ghosts or whatever that have been harassing this oracle. They're no longer going to be able to do that. They've been blaming this oracle for their adversity, and that's not going to happen anymore. They have to accept the responsibility for their bull pucky. They have habitual patterns that they will never change, and this is an unexpected outcome. They did not expect this to happen. They did not expect God to come in and say, get off this oracle, get off this irreplaceable, loving being who is here just birthing beauty just by breathing the air. So now this is an unexpected outcome. They're having anxiety. They don't know what the heck to do. It's like, oh, no, because there's some stuff going on. There's lots of decisions being made. Regarding this love spell. It could be that somebody's been bewitched. It could be that now that this Empress is out and that she can be seen and that she's actually talking and singing and sharing her story and her wisdom and all of that, that people actually love her, that they realize that these lies that these gold-digging shadow demons were telling about her were all lies. And it could be that they love her. And so now they want to negotiate. They want to bring balance and harmony to this. And there could be some forgiveness for knowing that there's no greater goal than to love. There's some successful forgiveness here. We've got self-care. It could be that, maybe this is what she's going to do. Teach people how to take care of themselves. But we've got unworthy here too. Somebody's unworthy. Somebody's unworthy of you. They're in a rabbit hole. Somebody thinks you're unworthy. They want you in a rabbit hole. You took care of yourself. They need to go take care of themselves. Whoever's been playing in your sacred energy has been found unworthy, and they got to go take care of themselves. There's some negotiations going on about those who have perhaps bewitched you with love spells. Maybe they've been found unworthy. Again, they want forgiveness. They want your forgiveness. You cared for yourself. You self-cared to help. And they're like, oh, crap, what's going on? You've got a victory over this gold digger who is playing around with you, trying to get your things. They are being warned to stay away from this unicorn. Go F yourself, you feral little bunny. Now, this is a serious thing. They're having doubts. They've made mistakes. They were just another notch in the headboard. These are F-boys, F-girls, just coming out, trying to get into that hole, and then suck the life out of them with their things, right? This Empress has a 10 of Pentacles coming to her. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius she is, or somebody who is competing with her is. This is a privileged shadow demon whose values are all about money. And it could be that you persevered based on love and trust with that inner voice that guides you. You persevered through the neglect and through the rocky road that these shadow demons had you on. They're very upset, crushed, hurting emotionally because everything they built on your energy is falling apart. You're tired. You deserve a break from these empty vessels right now. Or maybe they're tired because they're no longer connected to you and your light, this nurturing, life-giving energy that you exude just by breathing and existing. You don't even have to be paying attention to them. You don't even have to be in the same country. Your energy travels to the edges and the ends of limitless numbers of universes. You are present everywhere. All you got to do is expand your mind, open it up and see it, and it is. These ones are grieving because they got a long road to go before they get what they want now, because you're being fierce. You're being fierce, you're being aggressive, and they want your forgiveness. It's like, wow, forgiveness to you may mean release. Forgiveness to you may mean I'm no longer going to carry around this negative, dark, dense energy. I'm not going to carry vengeance or grudges or even memories of what has occurred here. You're going to take all of you, all 100% of you, and you're going to apply it to this new foundation and the love that is you. These ones are going under, they're drowning, and they got to face it. They got to face the truth of it. They made struggle for many, many flames. They left them alone. They're guilty of leaving them alone and struggling on their own with their childish behaviors. They burned people. And now these little weeds are adrift. They never wanted to settle down. They didn't want to be responsible. They wanted to destroy purity and beauty and every blessing in their life. They wanted to destroy every blessing in their life while tricking themselves into believing that they still held on to it. This is ending. This is ending. You are leaving. Everything you no longer need is falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. These ones were playing games with your love, and they lost. They lost. And they didn't see it coming. And they could be far away from you, trying to reach out to you for your love, because things are very difficult, and you're the diamond. You escaped this secret society or whatever it is. But they're desperate to pull you back in. They're all up in your business. They don't want to leave you alone. They might be energetically sending things to you. But it could very well be that whoever you're connected to your protector. You're connected to your new cycle family. You may not have met them yet, but energetically, everybody has made a choice, and everybody is being aligned with that choice right now. Everybody's being aligned with that choice. And while these ones want to come forward and make an example out of this Empress because she has freed herself, or she has been freed by God from these gold-digging, horse-playing, childish, masculine competitors, using the visual of God, the masculine representation of the divine creator masculine, these ones have been representing in a bad, bad way. God's probably not going to, I don't have anything to do with that. The Empress doesn't have anything to do with that. God's going to give them a big damn smackdown. He's going to send them right the damn back, because these entities will not be messing with this oracle. Absolutely not. You're going to accept responsibility for your own blame, your own shame. It belongs to you. You were the one that was tempted by the snake. You were the one that accepted that purpose. Not this Empress. We've got constancy. So you were constantly tempted. Passion, Mr. Passion. You were constantly tempted to go F people over for profit. It's so amazing to me that they could not see themselves as what they were, which is just a bunch of prostitutes running around like they're important figures, leaders, responsible, and it's not the case. It's the actual, clear opposite. So incredibly opposite. So this sweetheart is not in the dark. They could not trap her there. They've been doing this sex magic or whatever it is they're doing, but she's in her chariot. She's in her chariot. She's got a victory and she's going on a journey. And it could be that whatever fashion, witch, creativity, shadow side, temptation, these ones have been giving it time for, it could be that it's going back on them because she has a victory. And now this entertainer is triggered because they're receiving reciprocity. Their health is failing. Their health is failing because they could not trap this sweetheart in the dark side. She's out here as the Empress, birthing, pregnant, full of this life, full of ideas, full of song, full of love. She's not out here doing the very least to gain the very most. She's not out here thinking she's going to gain anything. She's just being. Capital B, capital E, ing. She is part of the all that is. I love myself and I see myself in everyone and everything. And this reminds me of when I was 13 and singing songs every day to the trees and the forest, and they know me. I'm family. And this is what it is for the Empress. She's part of the all that is because she is life itself. Life comes from her. So, it could be that they're not able to separate her from love. They cannot separate her from love. She is love. So, those who could not trap her into the dark side, their life is falling apart. They're having an extreme misfortune. They have been consistently tempted by this snake and just going out and prostituting themselves, trying to ensnare this Empress and then lay that filthy energy onto her as though it was her. So this is crap. There's a death here. At least at the very minimum, an end of a cycle. Water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, personality is unsatisfied. Things were not going the way that they wanted it to go. This is a jealous cult leader, and we've got death again. They are tangled up into this web that they created. They cannot get out of it. And we've got cheerfulness. So there's cause to be happy. This is over. Death, death, double death for a cult leader, a jealous cult leader. Water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, personality who is unsatisfied. So there's reason to celebrate. They were committing fraud. They were betraying people. They were hurting people with their trickery. They were in fear of commitment. They didn't want to be responsible. They didn't want to be committed. Maybe they thought they were going to fail, so they caused everybody else a damn failure so that they wouldn't be discovered. Who knows? Take it as it resonates. Justice is being delivered on this troll. Their needs are not going to be met. We've got unfinished business in the reverse. Right now, reminiscing is also in the reverse. They cannot remember anything. And everything's being stripped from them. They could be being wiped from memory. Everybody who laughed at your suffering, Empress, is being wiped from the book of life. They're certainly being separated from your services. They're not going to be able to siphon off of you anymore, take advantage of you while hurting you, slandering you. Four of Wands is here. Freedom in the community. These reunions, these marriages are coming together soon in the near future. We've got date night. We've got expectation in the reverse. You might not expect it to come. You may not be expecting some tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. Maybe this is no expectation. Maybe you're thinking it's a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. Maybe you're not expecting it to arrive. Maybe you don't believe that it's ever going to happen. Because everybody has broken their promises to you and left you alone with God. Because you're never alone. But somebody sees you as irreplaceable. They see you, the way you love cannot be matched. We've got priest here. This could be a priest that left you alone. There could have been a priest that was supposed to guide, guard, and protect you, lead you appropriately onto the path of God. They broke their promises and they left you alone. An irreplaceable, the way you love cannot be matched person. The Hierophant is here, sending back the Ouija board people, the ghosts. They're not going to be able to mess with this oracle anymore. They're not going to tap into the oracle. They're not going to steal the intellectual property of the oracle. They're not going to be able to bring adversity or blame this oracle for what it is that they are doing. They have to accept responsibility for their own well-being and the adversity that they have been bringing into the world. They're going to have to carry their own cross. Mama's not going to do it anymore. Daddy's home and he's saying no more. Mama's not going to carry that cross for you anymore, gigolo. Mama's not carrying that cross for you anymore. She gave you life, but she doesn't owe you her own life. She gave you life, and you didn't do shit with it except try to destroy the one who gave it to you. For profit. For a shadow demon. You rejected your own life by trying to destroy the one who gave it to you. You rejected your own life by trying to destroy she who gave it to you. It was forbidden. What they did to this Divine Mother was forbidden. She was the apple. They said Eve ate the apple. Bullshit. Eve was the apple. They weren't supposed to feed on her, and they did. All of the Divine Mothers in all of their aspects were fed upon, and it was forbidden. And then they blamed her. She's faithful, loyal, and so is this Hierophant. So is God. So the Two of Pentacles, there's negotiations regarding love spells, regarding bewitching. It could be that people actually find out that they actually, everything was a lie. This Empress is a real sweetheart. They were trying to trap her into darkness so that they could torture her and draw off of her every good thing, you know, because that's what she has to offer, is every good thing. And this priest broke their promises, left them alone, and then stuck her in a freaking rabbit hole, called her unworthy. When she is the self-care queen, not the egotistical, I deserve everything that you have because I'm so special. No, nobody even knows her. Nobody even knew her, aware of her. She was just a regular old gal, according to everybody. Dime a dozen is what they called her. But she's a self-care queen. She's successful. She knows that there's no greater goal than to love. She loved herself to health. It's like there's forgiveness for faith. We've got widower. There's a widower here. Untrustworthy, crazy drama, rabbit hole, widower. Somebody's been found unworthy. They might have martyred her. This is like a husband or a wife. This priest may have been her husband at some point. And he martyred her. He broke his promises and martyred her. People may be in love with her. They're like, what the hell are you? Why did you do this to her? She's got a victory over this gold digger who is horseplaying around for things. They just wanted to be, you know, seen as important, and they needed her wealth. And they didn't want her spending it anyway. They called her irresponsible, but they never even gave her a chance. They gave her the very, very bare minimum and then told her that she was responsible for holding this family together while they gallivanted around, you know, leaving her barren with nothing. They laughed while they abused her sexuality, her sacred womb essence. They're being warned to stay in their own lane. Go F yourself is what this unicorn is saying. You're a feral jackwagon. Just another notch in the headboard. You are a prostitute, shadow demon. Competitor men. If you can call yourselves men, I don't think you're men. You're very, very childish. You think for some reason that that snake that's attached to your body earns you some kind of freaking prize. We got a letter here. A letter. Conquest. It could be that they have been defeated. Yeah, because you got the Six of Wands victory here over that gold digger. You're stable, you're secure, you've got your inheritance, 10 of Wands. There's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here in competition with you. Everybody's talking about it. They neglected you, they made your life hard. This is a privileged shadow demon whose values were all about money, but you persevered through those challenges with love and trust, the inner voice that guided you. So while this priest may have betrayed and did this Empress real dirty, they cut the mother out. They erased her and replaced her with a statue that never moved and never spoke, but had constant tears flowing down her face. They like that. Just be quiet, woman. They get off on the mother's tears. This is a thief, a shadow demon, privileged thief. Their values were all about money. This is a foe, a prideful, haughty foe. They're in despair. They're suffering some kind of a malady. So these pleasure seekers, they're waiting for this fortune that belongs to this wife. A scholar may be joyful. The Lord is in the room, the house, the mind, dealing with this soldier. The soldier is in melancholy because the Lord is here. The Lord hears their thoughts. The Lord knows what they're doing, and they know exactly what they've done to this Empress. They're surprised. There's a surprise journey that an enemy might make or go on. Reunion, friend, and child. Merchant. There's a merchant here. There could be a young woman selling love in the house that has a sick lover. Getting a message about money. Those who earn their wings get to take part in the wedding. Those who have earned their wings get to take part in the wedding. You don't get to dress up and you don't get to, put those little plastic ones on and then harvest somebody's energy and say that you've got your wings. No, you actually have to have your wings in order to get to take part in the marriages within this new community. We're not going to pretend. I think that this is probably good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I hope that this brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.